Corey Sandhagen and Marlon Vera are finally set to fight, and Rose Namajunas is going up to 125 pounds. Guys, it's Jack here, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today, you know, of course, it's Christmas Day. We gotta bring out the Christmas attire, and you know, even though it's Christmas, even though I'm supposed to be spending the days, you know, spending time with the family, I decided to lock myself in the room, you know, and just make videos for you guys. Now my family hates me. Happy holidays, you know, Merry Christmas. If Christmas ain't your thing, then, you know, then happy holidays. And, you know, there's tons of news to break down. Now, look, bantamweight is kind of a mess right now, and I don't mean to blame TJ, but it really had to do with him taking that title fight. Kind of held up the division. We had to wait about 6 months or so for the next title shot, all for it to be an injured TJ Dillashaw with a dislocated shoulder. Well, we had top contenders like Marlon Vera, Corey Sandhagen, hell, even Henry Cejudo. Also, you have guys like Marab coming off of a good win. You also got Sean O'Malley in there. You know, eventually top contenders have to fight top contenders. And finally, we get one, Corey Sandhagen, Marlon Vera. I mean, I think the winner of this one is pretty clear to get the next title shot, but also you never know with Sean O'Malley. I mean, Sean O'Malley in the mix with his star power could literally go over them, even though they don't necessarily deserve it. So there's going to be a 5-round main event, February 18th, pretty close, and I would assume the co-main event is going to be the Talia Santos fight, which we talked about a couple videos back. Talia Santos, of course, going to fight Aaron Blanchfield. So that February 18th card is definitely a card that I'm excited for, but this is a massive fight. I mean, Marlon Vera is coming off massive wins. He beat Rob Font, coming off the win of Dominic Cruz, Frankie Edgar, Sean O'Malley. He's going to be fighting Corey Sandhagen. You know, if you look at Corey Sandhagen's record of the past 5 fights or so, yes, you're going to see a little bit of a hiccup. But when you actually take a look at it and actually pay attention, I mean, look, he lost to Aljamain Sterling in the first round. You know, that was a pretty bad one. But then after that, has 2 incredible knockouts, loses a very, very close decision to TJ, which I thought Corey won that fight. Then takes a late replacement fight against Petr Yan, loses to Petr Yan pretty convincingly. Then takes a whole year and returns against Song Yadong. But regardless, you know, people forget how good Corey Sandhagen is. He is definitely one of my top favorite bantamweights, and his fight IQ is good, and he was really well at mixing it up too, especially now that he's working on going for takedowns. So I would imagine that Corey is going to be a pretty big favorite. And now it's going to be interesting because we haven't seen Marlon Vera really fight one of these top prospects. Look, we've seen him fight Frankie Edgar, Dominic Cruz, Rob Font, but these are guys that are a little up there in age, and let's just call it as it is, hasn't been winning fights recently. Except for Dominic Cruz, who was coming off of very good fast performances, but even he was pretty old, right? And I don't mean to take anything away from Dominic Cruz because Dominic Cruz was doing well in that whole fight. To the general public, there might be a lot of question marks. Can he hang with this top 5 of the division? And that's what we're going to see here, and I'm super excited for this fight. I'm not going to give a prediction yet. We will have a prediction when we get close to that February 18th card, but like I said, I think Corey should be a pretty sizable favorite here. For my predictions, as always, I look at the tape, I look at the technique, and I look at their weaknesses, strengths, and how I think they're going to compare. So just because I'm saying that doesn't mean I'll say that in a few months. You know, early take, I'm just going to say I think Marlon Vera handled the reach of O'Malley pretty well. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can do against Sandhagen. And also Sandhagen, I mean, the guy is just full of technique, full of interesting weapons, and it's going to be really fun fight. Rose Namajunas, obviously we haven't seen her in the past 6 months or so. Fought last in May and had that terrible fight against Carlos Esparza. So what's going on with her? It's been basically radio silence ever since that fight. And to a lot of people on the inside, have been kind of alluding to Rose kind of being fed up with fighting, kind of losing motivation to go back in there. What's next for her? Well, we might have an option out there. Manon Fiorot, which is a 125-pound fighter, has recently called out Rose Namajunas to headline a UFC fight night. And look, Rose is someone that usually fights 115 pounds, so would move up in weight. So when originally I heard this, I thought this was a little weird. But then I saw that Rose Namajunas is going to headline a grappling match at 135 pounds, 20 pounds over the weight. Now, maybe I'm looking deep into things, but could this be just a test to see how she does against bigger females? That just sounded wrong. But could this be kind of a test for Rose in a way, for her to just test herself to see where she could be? I don't know, and it's going to be interesting to find out. But I don't know if it'll be against Manon, but maybe she'll fight someone at 125 pounds, and maybe we could finally see Rose Namajunas versus Valentina Shevchenko. But it is going to be interesting because Zhang Weili has talked about moving up as well, so we're going to have to see. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next.